ain't even had a chance to do an opening interview. It is November 1st. Sweet November is here, and I got back out to this property that I hunted pretty hard in the beginning of the season, and I got 2 does off of so far. And that wasn't where I was hunting then, was a couple hundred yards off to my left. But I moved into this spot because during that hunt I saw 2 bucks in here, and there's usually deer moving through here pretty good this time of year. I love this point with all these oaks. It's definitely dropping acorns. I got out yesterday for the first time in a while out here. Took a big break from this property, and pretty big break in general. And wasn't sure what I was going to see. Didn't see much yesterday. It was really late movement and only a few does. But got out again this morning, and we had a little bit of a change in weather. We're in the middle of a real good cold front. It's in the mid to lower 30s. It feels like temp in the low 30s right now, and it's super windy now. It wasn't bad yesterday, but we got 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts, and it's just sitting here waiting for enough light to do the opening interview. And I caught this buck coming down the field edge right at me, and he was downwind. That's why he stopped so long there, which was good for me because I was totally not ready. I stopped him twice. Once in an opening about 30 yards away, and then he kind of worked along the field a little more, and I stopped him again, and that's about 25 yards, and I was shaking so hard. I was a little worked up from seeing him. He's a good looking buck. He's a real good looking buck. And I drew, and I was just a little shaky, and I didn't make a really great shot on him. I definitely hit him a little ways back. He was quartering away a bit. Just watched the footage again, and I definitely liver. I might have gotten lungs too, but definitely liver, and it had that sound to it that I don't love. Best part is he ran into the timber, so that's good, because when they go into the fields here, it's a real tough track job. But it's not even 7:30, it's not even 7:15 yet, and the sun rises in about 10-20 minutes, so just enough camera light to get a good look at him. But I'm afraid of the track job now, hoping it was a good enough shot to get the job done. I've had some good fortune with my shots so far with this bow. I've killed a lot of deer with it in the past year and a half, and most of my shots have been real good shots, and you love it when you hit them good and they go down. But the way things work sometimes is you don't always perform exactly how you want to, and that shot needed to be a few inches more forward on him. I'm shaking like a leaf now, and I'm definitely going to give this deer some time. He ran off into the thick stuff, so I'm hoping he doesn't go all too far. But luckily I only had the one arrow. I dropped my quiver out of the stand earlier this morning, and it's laying on the ground down there. So I'm going to sit tight, try to chill out a little bit, let the shakes move off, watch the footage probably a billion times, and then climb on out of here. I got a computer in the car, so I'm going to watch the footage again on a bigger screen and really break it down and figure out what I need to do to recover this deer. But that's an awesome start to November. I got a rutcation coming up in a couple weeks, actually less than a couple weeks, about a week and a half, and excited for that to come up. And I was expecting just to put the puzzle together with a few sits out here, but I got an arrow and a deer, and he's not going to tote that, I don't think, but he might live a little longer than he wanted to. But now that I have that rutcation coming up, I can focus on the public land and try to get it done again out there. Awesome morning. I love these windy mornings. Had luck last season on a real windy, cool morning, almost in the same spot. I was the next timber piece over and saw that really nice buck last season and knew that this kind of conditions get the buck up moving. He was cruising through here. Just gonna let the woods come alive, cool, chill out a little bit, and I'll see you guys down at the Arrow. Good afternoon, folks. It's 12 o'clock, so it's been just about 5 hours since I shot that buck, and I've gotten some work done, tried to pass the time, given this deer as much time as it needs to expire and all. But I'm back out at the property. I'm in the parking area, and I'm going to be getting dressed and headed out to the shot site. By the time I get there, it should be around 5.5 hours, going on 6 hours since the shot. And I watched the footage over a few times on a bigger screen, broke it down frame by frame. With the arrow and the blood and everything, it definitely is a liver shot, maybe one lung too, but I think I've given him enough time now where he would have probably bedded down back in the thicker stuff and hopefully expired by the time I start tracking him. So fingers crossed. I'm gonna ask the good Lord to give me some luck on recovering this deer. The entry is high, but the way he ducks and wheels out of there, I'm thinking the exit's a few inches lower and a little more forward. So that's going to be nice for me too. Hopefully with the 2 holes in him and a lower exit, blood should be good. It's been windy all day. It's still real windy, so should be able to cover me walking around out there, and just hoping the leaves haven't been blown around so much where I can't track blood, but it should be good. So I'm gonna get dressed, walk on out there, and I'll see you guys at the shot site. All right, made it out to the shot site. Left an arrow here just to mark it. See my stand off my shoulder here. And then I marked kind of first blood up ahead a little ways. So gonna get started on this track job nice and slow and see what we can make of it. So fingers crossed, everyone. I cannot write this up, guys. I might be 60 yards from the shot. I must have hit something important. I was tracking blood and it's looking good. And I don't even have to like bend down to follow it. And I look up, and right here on the edge of the thick stuff, here he is. Oh my God. We got a buck, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's check him out. There's the doornail. He's been dead a while. That's a great deer. Hell yes. Let's go. I'm just sort of speechless right now. This is an awesome, awesome deer. I didn't get a great look at him in the morning when I shot him. He's got this sweet split brow tine. His whole right side is palmated and holds mass all the way through. I'm just so blessed to have the season that I've had so far. It's definitely one for the record books already. And I don't know, just sort of speechless. I think because of how dark it was when I saw him first thing this morning, and when I took the shot, I wasn't sure about it. I watched the footage a bunch of times, and it just looked like not a great shot. It was high, it was back. Definitely not what I would call a very lethal shot, but when I gutted him and it did a little autopsy, it turns out it was about as lethal as it could get. It entered high and exited a little in the middle. Always knew it was a high shot, but I was afraid it was liver, and the way the arrow looked, it said that as well. But I hit the first lung almost right in the middle, and hit the back lung, so double lung shot. And turns out I also centered the artery that's coming off the heart between the lungs. It's a super lethal shot, and I mentioned at my post-shot interview that I heard sticks cracking after he ran into the woods, and that was probably him crashing. When I found him, he was pretty stiff and definitely been dead for a while. Wasn't bedded, he definitely crashed. The blood trail was great all the way to him, and altogether I think he ran about 80 yards. So just a great ending to a very not so great start. But I got some season left. I've got 2 tags left, and as I mentioned, I got a rutcation coming up, so gonna be hitting that public land hard. And then I got 1 more doe tag left, so still plenty of season. But as I mentioned, it's already one for the record books. I am just so lucky to be holding this deer right now, and I don't know, I couldn't be happier. He's not the biggest deer I've shot, but he's one of the cooler ones, and every deer on this property is a management deer at the end of the day. So I'm more than happy to take this deer and, ladies and gentlemen, drag him on out of here. It's been one heck of a season, one heck of a hunt. Couldn't end it any better. And just gonna try to wipe this smile off my face, but I love it. I appreciate everyone watching, and I'll see you from the woods next time.